Greetings to all our digital shepherds and welcome to Pastoring in the Digital Parish. I'm Ryan Dunn. Today's episode is a little bit different as we navigate the ever-changing waters of digital trends. We're less about practice today and more about learning. As part of our National Podcast Posts Month series on building your digital ministry strategy, we're focusing on staying up to date with digital trends and discerning which ones to adopt in our ministry. The digital world is dynamic, with new trends constantly emerging. You know that. It's so dynamic that I feel like a lot of the things that we covered when this podcast first began are now wickedly out of date. So keeping abreast of these changes is crucial for an effective digital ministry. But not every trend will align with your church's mission or be relevant to your congregation. So how do you decide which trends to follow? Well, firstly, we're going to start with your audience. You remember way back when we had you pinpoint your audience? Understanding the demographics and interests of your congregation can guide you in identifying which trends might resonate the best with them. Is your congregation predominantly young adults? Well, then trends on platforms like TikTok or Instagram might be a little bit more relevant. If you're trying to reach out to families, then maybe Facebook and YouTube could be more appropriate channels. So let's talk about some strategies for staying informed. 1, follow industry blogs and websites and helpful podcasts. I think I know of one there, but more on that later. All right, there are many excellent resources for digital marketing and social media trends. I use HubSpot quite a bit. Social Media Examiner has been helpful, and that is both the website and they produce a podcast. In relation to church stuff, I find pro-church tools to be helpful. Digivangelism, who we've featured on this podcast, is also helpful. So is Chris Abbott's YouTube channel. Nachi Lazarus has a website that provides insights into the latest developments as well, and oftentimes relates them to a church setting, which is, always useful. Okay, number 2, from there, we're going to subscribe to newsletters. Newsletters from digital experts can provide valuable tips and summaries of current trends. So look for ones that can cater specifically to digital ministry or to nonprofit marketing. Again, our friend Nathan Webb does work here. Carrie Newhoff has a relevant newsletter, and most of the people who I've already mentioned have newsletters based off of their sites. Number 3, we can join some online forums and groups. So participate in forums or social media groups where digital ministry professionals gather. Sometimes these are in digital ministry specific groups. More often, they're just in broader groups, but the kind of interests that digital ministry professionals have. And these can be invaluable sources of information and community support. I found a few Facebook groups to hang out in and swap stories and resources. And I wish I could recommend some Discord stuff, but Discord is tough to search. At least it is for me. So you kind of need an invite or a specific server name to find the right place. And I haven't gotten much digital ministry connection there yet, outside of connecting with people who are doing the ministry in that space. And that, in belonging to those groups, can be extremely valuable as well. Okay, number 4, attend webinars and conferences. Attending industry webinars and conferences can keep you informed and provides networking opportunities. Convergence is one group that does digital ministry trainings. So does Resource UMC. Ever heard of them? I've also found it helpful to attend digital marketing conferences and trainings. Now again, HubSpot has some cool asynchronous resources, or you can take that big leap and attend an actual conference near you. And again, there are podcasts. This is number 5. So valuable. Am I right? 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 All right. There are numerous podcasts about social media and digital marketing that can keep you updated while on the go. I've mentioned Pro Church Tools and Social Media Examiner, who produces the Social Media Marketing Podcast. Social Pros Podcast is also relevant. I started looking around for digital ministry specific podcasts. That's something I hadn't really done for a while. And I found that we are in some rarefied air here because there are many to be found, but they've been short-lived. If you want a podcast that is specifically for leaders in digital ministry and still producing new episodes, this is about it. So good for me. I I guess, right? Also, maybe an invitation for you. There's room. All right, number 6, I think this is actually the best teacher. Just experiment. Experimentation. Sometimes the best way to understand a trend is just to try it out. Test out new platforms or content formats in small, manageable ways, and then gauge their effectiveness for your ministry. When deciding whether to adopt a trend, consider these questions. Does it align with our mission and values? Can we sustain it with current resources? And will it genuinely enhance our engagement with the congregation? Remember, being trendy for the sake of just being trendy is not the goal. The aim is to effectively use digital tools to connect with and minister to your community. As we wrap up today's mini episode, I encourage you to explore and discern, always keeping your ministry's mission at the heart of your digital decisions. If you found this discussion helpful, please share it with others in your ministry circle. I really appreciate that. If you have some questions or ideas we can address in the future, hit me up on email, digitalparish@umcom.org. You can also join us in conversation at the Pastoring in the Digital Parish Facebook group. Wow, that came out so oddly. But let's roll on. Pastoring in the Digital Parish is brought to you, nailed it. Pastoring in the Digital Parish is brought to you by Resource UMC, the online destination for leaders throughout the United Methodist Church. Visit often to find ideas and information to inspire United Methodist leaders throughout the connection. Tune in again tomorrow, will ya, as we continue to equip ourselves for the journey of digital ministry. Until then, may you be both wise and bold in navigating the digital currents. Peace.